I miss it, you know? I really miss it. I miss going over to a friend's house on an early Saturday or right after school and getting the gang together to play Mario Kart or Super Monkey Ball. I miss purposefully volunteering the kid who had the biggest TV to host the shindig so the tiny 4-player screens weren't so unbearable. I miss the other players being right next to me so I could punch them if they pissed me off. The point is, I just miss 4-player couch co-op games. Today's multiplayer is so focused on online that this old pastime has almost been completely wiped out, and it's a damn shame. Although it's still leagues better than when it first started off, online multiplayer can be more expensive, more aggravating, and more likely to fail. I'm sick of going on Overwatch or Dark Souls to be trolled. But on the other side of this malicious flip coin is the fact that I love going on these games to troll. It's a double-edged sword. Luckily, some indie developers set off to do just that, pumping the life back into this dying dream. Some indie developers create dynamic stories, some try to copy AAA games, and some just want to make sure that you and your lads can pick up a game and play it in your living room. I'm Lawrence Armstrong, you're watching Indie Review, and these are the top 10 4-player indie games. Number 10, Deformers. Wait. I see what you're doing. Do not dislike this video, and do not click out of the window. Just hear me out. I'm starting with a somewhat controversial game. Deformers was released last month, and the multiplayer servers are, well, how do I put this? Dead. Many blame the publisher GameStop for not promoting it well, and others simply blame it for being too close to Rocket League. The price may have something to do with it as well. However, if we look at this game from a couch co-op game perspective, it's fantastic. I bought this game day one and invited some of my buddies over, and we couldn't stop playing it. We played it the whole damn night. The controls are smooth but squishy, just like the art style. The characters are adorable, and it's easy to get a competitive spirit going with a dash of playful rage. The game itself is like an arena brawler, with each player assuming a role of, well, something squishy. Be it a round dragon or a fat chihuahua, your character is simply a ball of blubber waiting to be tossed around. The developers dedicated an extensive amount of time to the game's physics engine, which is able to create a beautiful form of chemistry between Mario Kart's battle system and the constant stress of being edgeguard from Smash. I don't care if you can't find an online game. All I care about is being a plump pug with something to prove for my friend the sushi roll. Don't let the reputation and the Steam reviews get you down. Get this game on sale if you're stingy about the price, and just enjoy yourself with a couple of buddies. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Number 9. Rocket League. What's this? 2 controversial choices in a row? Well, it's my list. Deal with it. Many would think Rocket League would take a higher spot on this list, but in all honesty, I'm gonna give in. It's much better as an online game. Does that mean the local isn't fun? Of course not. The game is a blast and has earned every bit of praise it's gotten. However, the point still stands that this game was basically made for vicious 2v2s and 4v4s, which are basically exclusively enjoyable online. If you're not familiar with the game, let's just say it's what happens when you have a demolition derby and some asshole decides to throw a giant beach ball in the middle of the arena. Each team must work together to ensure that the ball gets knocked into the enemy's goal. You can use speed boosts, walls, and even each other to make this feat a reality. It's a lot harder than it seems though, which is made apparent by the game's extreme competitive mode. Nothing but crashing, bashing, and strategically using split-second science to line up the perfect shot into the enemy's team goal. I'll tell you what, nothing beats landing a dive shot after 3 days of attempts. Nothing. Call over your friends, call dibs on the teammate who's played before, and enjoy the next few hours of screaming in anger and jumping for joy. Number 8. Duck Game. What do you get when you cross Pac-Man with Bubble Bobble? The hell if I know, but shut up, Duck Game! Victory is the only way you can live to quack another day. This game was tied with Towerfall for this spot, but I gotta give it to the brawler that gives you a button that allows you to just quack. There's not much to say why this game is great. Each round, you and your friends must gather weapons and upgrades scattered about, and usually it only takes one hit and you're done. Evade every oncoming attack in order to survive, and win enough rounds to be crowned Duck Champion. In all seriousness though, this game offers a wide variety of weapons, fun and interesting maps, fast-paced action to keep everyone on their toes, and an amazing sense of humor that'll keep it fresh for ages. Number 7. Mount Your Friends. This game is the ultimate test of strength, skill, determination, and agility. There are two simple rules. Mount the goat, and after that's complete, mount your friend. Fail to do so and you're eliminated. The game utilizes a mechanic that is simple to understand but painfully difficult to master. Each limb is controlled by a simple key, and can be held in place when touched to a surface. However, most of the time you'll be stressed from the ticking clock, and the sheer size of the ever-growing man pile before you, and you'll trip up and use the wrong limb. This either leaves you a tangled mess or sends you plummeting down to the bottom. This game can support 8 players locally and has endless replayability, with each round becoming more intense than the last. This inspiring soundtrack mixed with the hilarious yet pretty disturbing graphics makes it an overall pleasing experience. Truly a glorious creation. I'll see you on top of the man pile. And yeah, I meant it exactly that way. Number 6, Screen Cheat. Next up on our list is the game that single-handedly developed a cure for the ever-growing annoying side effect of every competitive couch game. Screen cheating. We've all done it. Me, you, your friend, their mother, and even the homeless man who's never played video games before. We've all done it. Everyone screen cheats, and if you say you don't, you're a filthy liar. There's no way that you could have known I was there without it. I was in the perfect sniping location on Blood Gulch, and I was invisible. Damn you, Christian. This game takes every player's greatest weapon and worst enemy, and makes it a key part of combat. It's your standard 4-player split-screen shooter, but every player is invisible. This makes you have to peek at each other's screens to see where they are. Brilliant idea, I know. Each level also has specific set pieces and colors to help you pin down exactly where the other players are. And if that isn't glorious enough, the game's creators have even thought of a way to make online games fair. The online games themselves are also played in split screen. Who would have thought of that? Nobody is safe in this game. Number 5. Overcooked. We all remember the classic Diner Dash game. This is not that. This game, as you said, is a band of the world's unluckiest chefs. You traverse hellish volcanoes, blistering Arctic tundras, and a busy highway in order to craft the most perfect meal. Work together to create a masterpiece, or compete to be declared the next Gordon Ramsay. The game uses an intuitive and simple interface in order to maximize productivity, but take too long or slip up once, and the whole flow is disrupted. It all acts as a top-down puzzle game that works smoothly even if it's crowded up by 4 people. The game itself has a soft spot in my heart for the way it wonderfully integrates co-op. Once each of your friends begins how to learn how to play, it's almost like no words need to be spoken. You're all connected, creating this thing with little care. Until midway through the level when they throw in some odd and weird stipulation, then everyone gets vocally and visibly concerned. Number 4, Nidhogg. In the final stretch of this list, it's important to remember that winning is everything. Some win for glory, some to survive, and others win because they just can't imagine the shame of defeat. This game, however, the prize for winning is being devoured by the mythical serpent in the sky. All you need do is run to the altar. Seems easy enough, right? Wrong. The game pits you up against a friend in one-on-one combat. Sabers in hand, you race towards each other, and with steel clashing, you finally land a killing blow, but it's not over yet. This allows you to move on one side of the screen, heading towards your altar. If your opponent is able to kill you, however, they gain control of the screen. Unfortunately, it's a lot more complicated than that as well. You can use obstacles to escape or trap your opponent. You can also throw your sword for a long-range kill, but it leaves you defenseless. And the game even has specific spawn rates for you and your opponent in order to directly inhibit your player's movement. This sets up glorious triumphs, memorable moments, and nail-biting suspense all in one. The sights and sound of this game also creates a perfect sense of urgency that instills the fact of the atmosphere of the game is screaming at you, run. Number 3, Starwall. I'm on level with you. I hated that damn Narwhal song in the early 2000s. That musical abomination ruined the entire animal's reputation for me. And even the Futurama movie couldn't save those creatures from my hatred. The shining redemption of these sea unicorns, however, only arose after playing a game called Starwall. Let me tell you, these nasty bastards aren't messing around. The game style is a lot like Duck Game, but imagine that the controls were designed by an alcoholic one-legged donkey. The little bastards just will never do what you say. they will just flop around and never listen to you, and you better pray to the fire-breathing lobster behind the rings of Saturn for his mercy to bestow you a palpable hit to the heart. Each Starwall has a glowing heart that seems like it'd be really easy for you to hit, but all these little devils do is start flopping around, and it may take a while. You'd think with how I talk about this game so far, I'd dislike it. Far from it. The fact that it controls like ass makes it all the more fun to sit around, have a few drinks, and try in vain to master the chaotic neon laser light show. You get my seal of approval, Starwall. Just don't mess up again. Number 2. Number 2. Gang Beasts. It was very, very close between this game and number 1. But the last few patches for this game have made some versions unplayable, and we're still waiting on the PS4 port. If it weren't for that, this would have just barely scraped by, but for now, I'm gonna have to deny this champion its welcome home. That doesn't mean it's bad, no sir. With some playability flaws, it's still been able to surge past all the other games on this list and become runner-up. So you know my opinion for this game is quite favorable. This game utilizes a physics engine that forces you to brawl with your friends in a very specific way. Each level is breakable and affects your character's movements if you're not quick enough. And it all combines into this exquisite 3D brawler. One minute you're fighting on a Ferris wheel trying to jump from one cage to the other, and the next you're on elevators trying to cut the wiring so your opponents fall to their death. I go into more detail, but instead, why don't you watch the video done by Pasta Pie on this channel? See what I did there? Seriously though, check it out, he does a great job. Number 1, Lethal League. It's good, guys. It's really fucking good. This game takes stress, hype, and skill to a whole new level. What's this game about? Well, it's what happens when the people from Jet Set Radio do a buff of cocaine and drink a gallon of 5-hour energy. It's a 2D brawler like Duck Hunt, Towerfall, or Starwall, but there's one thing that makes it astounding. See the ball in the middle of the map? Fuck that ball. Hit it as hard as you can until the sound barrier breaks, but you better damn well make sure that ball remains your color, or else it's gonna destroy your life. The entire match focuses on making sure you're in control, with each swing building its momentum, causing mass hysteria, and a call for true skill to be utilized. Each character has a different hitbox, swing speed, passive and special ability, which makes each round feel truly unique and unpredictable. Along with the soundtrack that fits too perfectly and gets your blood pumping, Lethal League truly sets the bar for 4-player couch co-op games, both indie and AAA. That's all I got for this list. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content. I'm Lawrence Armstrong with Indie Review, and I'll see you in the next game, the next list, and the next review.